Veronica, would you like to come with me?
Where?
To a place where I would teach you things. You like learning things, don't you?
What kind of things?
Well, I would be training you for a very important job.
What kind of job?
The kind most people can't handle. You have to be very special to do it.
How did you get your job?
Well, I volunteered.
Why?
Because a very bad man killed my wife and my daughter.
Can I have ice cream?
You can have all you can eat.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 126, and today we are talking about not Batman vs. Superman, which is what my script says, but Final Girl. Oops, I forgot to change that. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Chases his whiskey with a psychotropic drug. Jesus.
Mr. Anderson.
Anderson, where did that come from? Take two.
So it's now...
No, hold on. Andrew chases his whiskey with a psychotropic drug, Jimison.
There you go.
Truth.
Nice. Okay. Which, by the way, that opening clip actually I played is how we got Andrew on the podcast. We just offered him all the ice cream he could stand, and so that's how he joined.
That's why I stay muted most of the time, because
he's eating the ice cream we gave him. Cornelius, worms are his favorite dish. Logan.
Speaking of dishes, so the scene where our man drinks the rest of our ice cream, I wanted to break the TV. I was so mad because that was probably some damn good ice cream, and that mofo just decided that it's mine now. So that's why he had to die. He had to go.
I don't get how that turned, like how he thinks that that's a pickup or kind of how that, anyway. No, I'm with you there. No, Sean doesn't
the whole movie
share
would have
food.
been over at that moment. I'd have been like, that's it. He dies.
You die now. You stab him with, like, you break the glass. The glass from the milkshake.
I just take a spoon and put it in his neck.
There you go.
That's right. I take a somewhat blunt object, put it in your neck.
Why a spoon though?
Because it's just
it'll hurt more.
There you go. Thank you. It's dull, you twit. It'll hurt more. So fine. And Sam, what was that rope connected to? Vector?
I would only guess it's a boom for the sound guy.
No, not the sound guy. He would have been. One, they're not that tall, and two, that would have been tiring. But
Sound guys aren't that tall?
But probably a boom crane.
Yeah, it was the same crane that all the lights were attached to.
all
I was
of
gonna say,
the
it's
lights.
probably the trussing that the lights were attached to.
Jesus. All right, so let's pull up a comfy chair and let's dive into this. So this is 2015's Final Girl. Just came out fairly recently, August of 2015. If you don't know what it is, Andrew will tell you all about it.
Yes, I will. All right.
Once he unmutes
A
his
man.
microphone, yeah.
Yes. A man teaches a young woman how to become a complete weapon. Sure she is. Later, she is approached by a group of sadistic teens who kill blonde women for unknown reasons. The hunting season begins.
Oh, my God. Now,
Yeah,
It
really?
is feel good comedy.
and this rom-com, which
It would have made it better, actually.
I thought that's what we were getting into when our listener
email told us that this was a chick flick or something.
Yeah, thought it was too. And even though the poster has her holding an axe, I thought it was gonna still be some kind of
comedy rom-com.
Yeah, with
black
maybe a little, yeah,
comedy.
like a dark comedy.
Yeah, dark comedy.
Yeah,
Not the case.
and not the case.
No.
Um,
No, there's a lot of humor in this. There's just it's teeming, it's full, it's
I
over
actually
the
did
top.
laugh quite a bit.
I did too, but for the wrong reasons, I think. So 2015's Final Girl, starring that was I guess what Andrew said was in fact the movie. It stars Abigail Breslin. If you don't know who she is, she's like the young girl
Sunshine.
in what?
Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, Little Miss Sunshine. She was nominated for an Oscar for that. She was in Zombieland. She's in I think she's in Signs. Isn't that like one of the first roles she did was Signs?
So, yeah.
Am I getting that right? She was
It's
Signs
either
was the
her-
first one she did. Yeah.
Okay.
She's the one that drinks all the water that allows them to hit the water and kill all the aliens, which is
Oh, you mean that interesting plot device?
the most interesting plot device that Shyamalan has ever invented.
Yeah.
My God, that was so dumb.
Spoilers, sorry, folks.
Yeah, it's dumb. Don't
Sean
watch
did it on purpose.
Don't watch Signs. Wes Bentley, you would know him as Seneca from The Hunger Games.
Which project?
He was your Hunger Game maker in the first one, and then Alexander Ludwig, who is also in The Hunger Games. So we have met our Hunger Game quota for this movie of 2.
He's the fat one from Hunger Games.
No, he's like the fat one. No, he's like the big
Oh, I'm
beefy
sorry.
dude at the end of the movie that.
Yeah, the fat one.
Wasn't he in Greek? Or some TV show?
Oh, I don't know.
back?
I don't know. I guess I'll look it up. The only thing I knew him from was the remake of Escape to Witch Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he was in that.
He's been on a few things.
He's in
It was-
Vikings now.
That's maybe. Well, no, I bet you he was on Greek then.
I'm looking. I don't see him in that. Greek?
Yeah, it was a TV show.
No. No, his first thing was Air Bud 3. He did a video
God.
called The Sandlot Heading Home.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah. He did make it
Said no one
into he did make it into Lone Survivor. And then
Was he a lone survivor?
No, that was Marky Mark was the Lone Survivor. But he was Bjorn Ragnarsson in Vikings, the TV series. So
Jorn.
yeah, good for him.
You're.
Anyway, and then there's a bunch of other people that you've never heard of. But it only has a cast, literally, like a cast of like
thousands.
like a cast of 15. I mean, that's about it.
That's all they could afford.
Well, yeah, that's actually true. So we'll talk about that in a second. Actually, I'm interested. Should I tell you that now or later? Did you guys, any of y'all see how much money they had, what the budget was for this movie?
Yes.
I haven't even
I'm going
looked.
to take a guess and
$45.
Pocket lit.
I don't know. They probably had to rent some generators for those.
Yeah, those lights
in the
actually
woods.
cost some money. And in fairness, those 3 actors we talked about will probably have cost some money. So it was in the millions.
Oh. 30 million.
Okay. Andrew, do you have a guess?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of this was shot in the woods, and they had some.
There was basically 3 locations. There was the woods, there was the diner, and then probably some random building where they just shot in different rooms. Like with the beginning scene, and then that dude dancing with his axe and stuff like that. And that one exterior of that pretty house.
I don't know. I mean, it can't be much. Like 5 million.
And Sam, you said you saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
it was 8 million. So keep that in your mind as we start to criticize the movie, because it was only $8 million. So, but most of
I don't
my
care.
criticisms have nothing to do with the budget. So anyway, so Andrew, this is obviously the first time any of us had seen this. I think we can get that out of the way. So,
Yeah.
Andrew, your initial thoughts, sir?
Well, seeing the I guess the poster of whatever the advertisement for the movie, I thought, well, hey, this might be a cool little slasher type film or anti-slasher type film. And hearing the anonymous person's recommendation, I thought, well, okay, we'll give this a chance. And this is up there with some of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I honestly think that, I mean, there were some moments that I did enjoy, but it, like you said, it was for the wrong reasons. I think that looking at this, to me, I have seen high school plays written by high school students that are done better than this, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And cost far less money to put on. And if they were filmed, would probably have sold and made more money than this film did.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Sam? Oh, sorry. Corny. Sorry. Oh. Jesus. Now you really think I'm ignoring you.
Well, that's fair. No, I
Molly.
I guess the only problems that I really had with this movie, well, no, actually, not just the only. The story didn't make sense, and there were things that were just left undone. And to be honest, if you got a guy spending a ton of money and time, you just hire a couple of people, follow them out to the woods, wait until they commit a crime, and arrest them or kill them. You don't really have to have her kill people.
Yeah.
She's a pretty shitty fighter, so that's okay. It's just awful all around. And not because it was just a bad movie. I mean, it was just bad story, and things didn't make sense. So that's just my opinion.
All right. No, that's why we do this. That's why we get paid the big bucks, is to offer our opinions.
I do it for the drugs, personally.
I did it for the ice cream.
The nookie.
I do it for the fame.
The fame. Yeah, that's why we're doing this. It's for fame. So that people will one day, we will walk down the streets and go, those guys are from Cheapseat Reviews, the most famous podcast ever.
Hey, I would like to point out that...
Said no one.
Said no one ever. In fact, that was painful to even joke about. What were you saying, Corny?
I was going to say, actually, I have had an experience where I was walking down the street in good old Shelby here, and someone recognized me from my band. It's like, hey, you're from the Black Coffee Trio. And I was like, yes, I am.
That actually does make sense because...
And I signed his ass. It was great.
Nice. Yeah, that actually does make sense because you are in a band.
That ink wouldn't come out for weeks.
Do what?
The ink wouldn't come out for weeks.
Oh. Yeah, it's because he stabbed him with the actual pen. Sam?
You know, I watched this last night, and I spent most of the day trying to come up with a way to describe this movie, describe my feelings for the movie. But the best thing I could come up with is basically throwing up in the toilet.
Oh, Jesus.
This movie is quite possibly one of the worst movies I've ever seen. If it was like Andrew said, if it was a student movie, I could understand. They're learning. They're trying to figure out how to direct and write and conduct and make things make sense. This movie is idiotic. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And to have the people they had in this movie, including creepy guy assassin, who apparently there's nobody else working at this assassin's place. He's the only guy there.
At one point in time, you have to just say, hey, where's everyone else? Oh, it's okay. They're at lunch. They're at lunch.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure that there's anyone else. I think he's just making that shit up to just tell her. I think it's just his personal vendetta.
But his whole decision-making and dry delivery of his lines and the way he was training her was dumb. It was just plain dumb. So first you've got this assassin in training. I can understand that, right? Then I can understand the assassin's first job is to kill these people. Somehow Mr. Monotone, crazy, but fairly big-name actor guy who act horrible in this movie, somehow he knew these teenagers were killing girls. Yet he's not telling anybody while he's training this other teenager to go kill him, right? So
I know exactly how that happened. You want to hear it?
Body count. Yeah, go.
All right. So when he was in high school, he was a very odd guy, and he liked to film things. And this one time, he filmed a bag, and then told me or Servino that was the most beautiful thing he'd ever seen. That's how he figured out
Okay.
they were killing people.
Anyway, all right. So you've got this whole teenage diner.
That's right, Molly.
That's right.
I know she hated it too. This whole teenage diner schlock, whatever. And then she goes on a date with this guy with his 3 friends
Yeah.
to hit mailboxes on the way out to the woods.
That's what we do in Shelby every day.
No one has mailboxes left.
And I mean, it's the dumbest thing. They sit there and play truth or dare, and that wasn't even very clever. And then they run, and the way she kills them, and the whole idea of psychedelic drugs to give them before I just don't like this movie. It's so dumb. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. The action was stupid. It was idiotic. There was in no way did I believe that she was able to take down these guys.
Yeah.
In no way. And it was so awkward and so inept. I would rather watch Rubber than this movie.
Oh, geez.
I would.
Okay.
I don't know if I go that
I
far.
can't go there with you, pal.
Yeah.
I'm not traveling down that road. Let's just remind the listening audience of our low 5 movies, like our bottom 5. Rubber. Yeah. Well, I think nothing will beat Rubber. I don't think, and
in my opinion,
it won't be this movie, and I will guarantee that. Poultrygeist is number 2. ABCs of Death is number 3. Noah is number 4, and Children of the Corn is number 5. And I think you're probably right, Corny. Actually, I think that actually should be lower. I actually feel like Noah should be higher than that. But
yeah,
I think that this movie is better than all of those movies.
No way. No way. Not no.
No.
Yeah, I have to disagree.
Sam, this movie was about murdering innocent people. How do you not like this movie?
This is right in your wheelhouse. So, all right. So, I find myself in this odd situation where I want to defend this movie because it's low budget, and I've worked low budget film. Though honestly, I would love to have worked on a movie as high budget as $8 million. I never worked on anything higher than $4 million. But I found a lot of what they did acceptable. Okay. So I'm going to get that stuff out of the way first before we get into the real meat of the show, which is...
Yeah, and I don't care.
The stuff, yeah, and the stuff that I'm going to talk about, you don't care about. But the camera work was actually decent, right? The sound quality was actually pretty good for, again, super low budget movie.
Okay, sound quality, I'll give you that, yes.
Though, and I have clips to prove it. Everything was filmed, was recorded indoors. Everything you hear was indoors. Nothing was what you heard was ever actually outside. It was all overdubbed, but it was good quality. It's just you could tell. The acting was terrible by everyone, and Abigail Breslin is I think a fine actress. She was miscast in this movie.
Big time.
Like big time.
And not only that, she was 16 years old in this movie.
Yeah, she was
16, and you're like, you feel guilty watching this movie with her being 16.
A little bit. And
nope, not at all.
No, I did, because a couple times where
I don't feel guilty because I didn't think anything, Sam. You're a terrible person.
Well, here's the kind of worst part about it. Wes Bentley.
The hotel scene was.
Yeah, and Wes Bentley is we all joke about Sam being old, but Wes is actually Sam's age. When were you born, Sam? 79?
32?
You said 80?
No, 78.
78, yeah. So that's when he was born, was 78. September 4th, 78. So...
a little older than me.
So imagine Sam having some kind of romantic... you know what I'm saying? With a 16-year-old. It's so creepy. So that hotel scene
She turns over to him. Teach me.
Oh,
teach me. Oh,
it was so bad.
I honestly, I had to stop at that scene. And I was like, okay, what the hell am I watching?
Right. And then she
And
leaves.
then all of a sudden the term Final Girl, I was like, what does this actually mean?
And then like she writes the lipstick on the mirror, "I love you." And I thought, what is happening with where is this movie going? And
I always think about how hard it is to wipe off lipstick from the mirror.
I'm sure that's not easy.
It really is difficult. The oil in it kind of just smears and it doesn't
Smears.
come off
That's a shame.
real easily. Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm going to keep going with some of the things that I liked about the movie. Okay. I thought.
I like that it ended.
Yeah, the ending was fine. I thought that the fight scenes, albeit were ridiculous and unbelievable, were shot well. Okay, I'm giving credit to the cinematographer.
No.
Again, like the fake punching and stuff, I think was okay. You know, for having probably no like actual fight coordinator. I don't know. I didn't look it up. Then maybe they had a fight coordinator, but it didn't look like it.
I thought the fights were confusing and
I think we're
in a way to really just be hiding. You know, it hit a lot of the faults.
It's supposed to do that, but I think now I'm giving credit to the director that might not deserve some, but I think we're supposed to be a little confused because the victim is super confused because he had the Batman drug, the Scarecrow drug.
Oh, I made that reference to him.
So, that's kind of about it. From things that I personally liked,
This is can we explain this movie? I'm sorry. Do you want to keep going on your?
The only thing more I'll say before you go wherever you're going to go, which I'm very willing to journey with you there, is that for an $8 million movie, right? Forget the story, which is shit. Forget the acting, which is terrible. For $8 million, this was a good looking and sounding film, and that they did a good job with those types of elements. And they did a good job. The director, I will say, did a good job of making me very uncomfortable with weird henchman number 3 and his mother. Had a Norman Bates kind of a thing happening. And some of the other kind of awkward moments made me super uncomfortable, and I think that was the point. That's kind of where it ends for me, as far as the good. Now the bad significantly outweighs the good. So, Sam, where were you going to go?
I was going to say this Final Girl is a baseball player in the bottom of the ninth, and you're down by 3, right? You got the bases loaded, and you're at Final Girl's at bat, right? This is 2 strikes in, swinging as hard as you can, and whiffing.
Okay.
Right. This is. They tried to be clever. They tried to be
clever
interesting.
girl.
Yeah, but it just
Clever Final Girl.
Completely falls flat. Completely falls flat in all aspects.
Yeah.
Of movie making.
I don't disagree at all, really, truly.
Yeah.
Again, the aspects that I liked have nothing to do with what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So my beef number 1 that I have with this movie, the part where I said Abigail Breslin was miscast. Trying to think, did Corny? I think I forced you to watch. I don't know, Sam. Did you ever watch? Did any of you guys ever watch that pilot of the TV show that I did in Charleston?
Yes, I did. Palmetto.
Oh,
Yeah, Palmetto Point.
for that, by the way.
Listeners, if you have not ever watched Palmetto Point, it was a TV show I did. I was a sound guy for 5 episodes. We filmed 5. We filmed 7 episodes. Only 5 went to air.
There were protests to get it off.
Well, yeah. By protests, you mean the money ran out and the network dropped us like something that you would drop. Anyway, that was bad.
Mike?
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't think. Yeah, like a mic drop. No, actually, that signifies that something good happened.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, it was off the air.
yeah, that's true. So my point is that TV show, with all of its errors and awfulness, had one of the biggest issues in it was that the star of the movie did not look the part that he's playing. Now, I hope this doesn't come across as sexist or any kind of other ist that can possibly be portrayed by this. My point I'm trying to get at, it was eventually I'll make, is that if your star of your movie, the character has a physicalness to the character, right? whether it's a football player or a baseball player, or he's supposed to be a ninja or whatever, right? If there's some physicality to the part, then that person, that actor, should look the part, right? We all applauded Ben Affleck last week for looking like Batman, right? He was built. He was ripped. Ben Affleck
He moved like a Batman.
and he spent hours and hours and hours in the gym sculpting his body to look like the biggest badass a 43-year-old man could look, right? So he looked the part, okay? None of us questioned, oh, that's not Batman, because he's clearly the suit is adding the muscle, not his actual muscle, when in fact it was his muscle. So that leads me to Abigail. I'm sure she's a wonderful person, and in other things she's great. But she is a dainty little flower in this movie, and I cannot buy her at all with anything that she's doing, let alone killing people. Now,
Do you think that's what they were going for, though?
I think they were going for a name to have tentpole their movie on.
Well, that's true.
I think that's what it was.
Is tentpole the term we want to use?
No, maybe not. They wanted to. They needed a. Thank you, Cordy. They needed a name to have as kind of the. Other term would be the heavy. You're. I don't know, something that catches your eye to. Oh, this has got Abigail Breslin in it. Academy nominee Abigail Breslin stars in Final Girl. That's what they were looking for, but I kind of feel like Declan, my 3-year-old, could beat her up. She's this frail little girl. She's not in shape, which sounds kind of mean, but she had like no muscle tone. I just couldn't buy her as an assassin. This is the girl who spent 12 years of her life training to be an assassin, and it looked like they called her up one day and just said, "We want you to be in the movie." "Oh, what do you need me to do?" "Well, we're gonna have you doing kung fu assassin stuff." "Do you need me to train?" "Yeah, we can't afford to send you to a trainer, so just show up." Yeah, eat some health, trail mix, and we'll be good to go. So that's
She
kind
did
of
take out a few zombies in Zombieland, though.
yeah, with a gun. So,
Hey, Sean, you know what a gun is? Without bullets?
oh, hold on, wait. You mean this?
You know what a gun is without bullets? Just a paperweight.
Yeah.
You know what I would have loved to have seen at that moment?
What was that?
Paperweight.
Another actual
Heavy
paperweight.
paperweight. And her throw it in
And
his
then
face.
then he hits her, in the forehead with the paperweight.
Jesus. Go back and listen to this again, and if I'm going to tell you, hey, this was filmed indoors, you would believe me.
You know what a gun is without bullets? Just a paperweight.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear the echo to his voice.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can tell that was filmed in a building. That's supposed to be outside, but again, it sounded fine. You didn't notice it. I did, but so good job them. But the whole movie is that anyway. I can't buy her as an assassin. It's like that freaking the blonde from the Mortal Kombat movie. She didn't take out that Australian. There's no way that dude would rip her apart. Again, this is not a sexist thing, okay?
Veronica Vreeland?
What?
Veronica Vreeland.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
her name?
Well, no, I mean, it's Sonia, but
Yeah, Sonia. Yeah.
but she played Veronica Vreeland in Billy Madison.
Oh, Veronica. What a nice piece of ace.
She's the ace.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna ask her to do some stuff, you need to have her look the part. Here's my second beef with her specifically. Again, miscast, not blaming her. Is that scene when he hands her the gun or throws the gun? Which, oh my God, you don't throw a loaded gun. Anyway, which he knew it wasn't loaded, but whatever. Yeah, sure. Next time you come over, I'll throw my loaded 22 at you. Let's see what happens.
That's people who don't understand guns.
She's holding it, and he says, "Shoot me." The way she's holding it now, of course, no one can see me the way I'm holding it. But if you watch the movie, she's kind of holding it like in front of her. If she would have fired that weapon, had there been real bullets or even blanks, that would have kicked up and like smacked her in the face. Like, that's not how you hold a firearm at all. It might have even like injured her wrist. And all I could think of was, you couldn't have gone to a local police station, been like, "Hey, we're making a movie. Can you give me 30 minutes of small arms training?" 30 minutes. That's all I need. You know, we don't need to have Keanu Reeves going to the shooting range for John Wick 2, which I know you all have seen that video, which is awesome, by the way. But
Not.
you've not seen that?
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, go
Keep going.
Go YouTube it like
I
right
will.
now. It just John Wick, Keanu Reeves training for John Wick 2 or something like that.
Yes,
it's
amazing.
It's pretty awesome what he's doing. Like he's doing like actual gunplay. So I just felt bad for her and the fact that the director did not put her in a position to be successful. That's my point.
No gun kata.
Yeah, definitely none of that. Oh, sorry.
Are you drinking Granny's peach tea?
No, I am not.
This is freaking awesome.
Right? I am not drinking Granny's. I'm drinking Fanta, by the way. It's delicious tonight.
Holy cow, Keanu Reeves is deadly.
Yeah, no joke, right?
Yeah, I would not want to go up against him.
Yeah, not
like that.
Especially not in a gunfight. Like, gracious. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Anybody want to add anything to that, or are we just going to keep going down my notes?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you said she wasn't in shape. She's not fat, but she's not athletic.
Yeah.
She's not an assassin shape.
Right.
Like she would have to be to choke a guy out. She needs to have some guns on her.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want our listeners to think we're just calling her a fatty because she's not by any means.
No. And she's a, an attractive young woman, and
She's a big fat phony.
you're right, but
A big fat phony.
yeah, I can't buy her in that role. Like, if the premise of the movie is unbelievable, then I'm not gonna believe it. Obviously, just okay. Here's something that you guys kind of joked at earlier, but I understood it as. And I'm not alone because I was reading some of the message boards, and a lot of other people think the same thing. That those 4 guys killed his wife and daughter.
You think
Yeah,
so?
oh yeah, I yeah.
That's how I perceived it. But like they would have been 10 years old.
I didn't pick up on that.
So
yeah, I don't know.
So okay,
But
so
he didn't really age at all between, obviously.
right. Well, he got his hair cut.
Why
so-
didn't he kill him?
I
Was
I
he
don't
the
know,
same
Andrew
guy-
or Sam. Why didn't he? He had a gun, clearly.
Yeah, he knew how.
Was he the same guy that recruited her?
Yeah.
Because I was confused. I actually asked the question while I was watching it. What happened to the guy that recruited her? Because I didn't realize it was the same guy.
You give him a buzz cut and you don't know who he is.
I really
The first
did.
guy went off to go do the Hunger Games, and
Right. But so like that's what I was confused about. So we are saying that he does in fact work for some assassin company, right? The hit squad, whatever you want to call it. And that
Yep.
this was her training was to kill these 4 dudes. Is that what we're saying?
That's what the movie told us.
Is it? Because it's not what it told me.
So
what it
That's what
told me
I-
was, these kids hurt my wife, so go kill them.
That's what it told me.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that at all.
Yeah.
no.
Maybe I just wasn't connecting the dots. But
Yeah. A bad man killed my wife and kid. So now I'm going to teach you to do this thing. And then the rest of the movie is about these 4 kids. So I thought that was the whole point, was that the whole point was to train her to kill those 4 guys. But I think, Sam, you're telling me that that wasn't the case, that those
That's what
4
I
guys
thought.
were just the first test.
I thought it was the first test. That's what I got out of it.
that's how I perceived it too.
Oh. Corny, I guess you and I are smoking crack, dude.
And that's different.
But you
It is
know,
Wednesday. It is Tuesday, so
No, yeah.
in our defense, this is a very hard plot line to follow.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was confused about. Like, those kids would have been 10. So okay, so I'm going to accept that. I'll accept that reality that that's what the filmmaker went for. That he became assassin recruiter man because some other person killed his wife and child, and this was the test. He takes her to this remote town where these 4 kids are terrorizing this town. Let's also be honest. We don't know what year this is. It was kind of hard to tell because all the cars were old and that flashlight she used was really old, and that diner kind of, I don't know. So we don't know. Was there a year ever shown at the beginning of the movie? I don't know.
No. I assumed it was I assumed 60s.
Yeah, it could have been 60s or 70s. I'm trying to think of the cars.
I thought about that, but I don't know.
But no one used a phone. You know, like none of those dudes ever pulled out a phone. You know, that's what made me think that this was in the time. But then he pulled out that gun. That gun he had at the end was like a 30-06 with a scope on it. I mean, that looked fairly modern. But maybe the prop department didn't have a 30 or 5-year-old gun.
Or didn't know the difference.
Oh, yeah, or just assumed that we wouldn't be paying attention.
Speaking of paying attention, he must have been right up there near them when all this was going down.
Right. I guess he was there to make sure that she didn't actually lose. I don't know. Maybe he was the one setting up all the spotlights outside.
What's the point? What is the point of spotlights other than lighting the scene from the trees? A look.
That's about it.
Well, at first I thought it was like car headlights, or it was supposed to be, because when they were chasing the first girl through the woods, I thought, okay, well, they've parked their car back there and those are headlights. But as they ran through the woods, I thought, well, okay, now we have car lights in the sky. So what's going on here?
So the first time I forgot about what the look of the first the girl was, right? But when they show up with the main part of the movie, right, and the car comes down the street and you got the light in the background, in the very far back, and then there's some kind of smoke going on, and then all we get is the headlights of the car. I was like, that's actually a nice shot. Good job. That's pretty. You used your 5K appropriately for your moonlight, but the rest of the movie, it was the moon kept changing like directions. It was very strange. Like 1 minute the moon is off to the side, the next it's straight down, and then sometimes it was creating cross beams. And I thought, that's literally not how the moon works. So this was obviously not only the director's debut, but I'm pretty sure the director of photography and the gaffer's debut, because these guys did not know what they were doing. I could have lit those scenes better, and I mean seriously, I could have. And I'm not just being an asshole.
Did you catch that the first girl that was running, that they were chasing, was Clint Eastwood's daughter?
I noticed the name. I didn't realize that that's who it was.
I did see an Eastwood, yes.
Yeah, I saw it, so I looked it up, and then it said daughter of Clint Eastwood and Frances Fisher.
Cool.
Son of a bitch must pay.
Yeah. And unfortunately, she's doing this stuff. Her brother is doing better things. She's very pretty. But
she did.
Yeah, she is in this movie.
She did.
And she has blue eyes for some reason.
Yeah, like neon
Blue is
glowy
blue.
blue. Yeah.
Yeah. At least she wasn't wearing a panta head.
But did you notice something? That's true. That was weirding me out. So when she was in the diner as diner girl before my point out there though was like, if there was an actual town, let's say it was the 70s, where 20 girls were murdered, the FBI would be everywhere. Okay? That is a major thing that doesn't happen in the world very often, or in our country. So after the 5th girl disappeared, there would be police everywhere. Everywhere.
You know, they weren't going to show up until the final girl disappeared.
Oh, okay. Nice. What was I going to say? Crap. Girl. Oh,
You did say it.
when she was in the restaurant, the Eastwood, didn't she look like she had red hair?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Because she walks away and goes, oh, she's a blonde. She's my type. I'm like, what? She's a ginger. What's wrong with you? But then in the woods, she had blonde hair. So maybe they filmed it 2 different times, and they filmed this like, oh, we need you to dye your hair because you're supposed to be blonde. Oh, sorry. I don't know. It just looked weird.
Here's a wig.
Speaking of other goofs, did you notice that they took the guy's belt off to tie her up, and then when he falls down, when she kills him, he's wearing his belt?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I still want to know where she got
Maybe
the
he
rope
picked it
from. I'm still want to know where she got the rope from, let alone climbed up to the tallest tree ever and tied it off.
She just took a rock, threw it over with the rope.
Spider
on it.
monkey.
I mean, Yeah, really. Some of the other training stuff. So, like, usually in movies where you have the training of the person, right? The things that you show us that they do comes up later in the movie, right? You know.
Yeah.
I just felt like we saw training that didn't matter. I mean, yeah, we saw the chokehold, great. But then he talked about you're going to be barefoot. No, she put on that dude's shoes. So she was never barefoot. So why show us that you're going to make her be barefoot? That seemed mean. There was a couple.
She never used the Vulcan death grip.
No, she didn't. Anyway. Just this movie.
I know that we talked about this kind of off air via our group meet, and I know that the budget was tight, but really, do we have to wear suits and tuxedos the entire movie?
Hey, they had them for a weekend. The rental was for 4 days.
Don't get them dirty. Well, she got an axe for that one, so I guess he's not going to get his deposit back.
Damn, he gonna be Final Girl too.
Right?
Technically, you could just put a white button-down shirt for that one scene.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was I?
But I'm right there with you. It was a stylistic choice, and it's just dumb.
Maybe because he had the buzzed
dumb.
hair and he was in a suit. Maybe he is part of the Hitman movie series. You know.
See, I kind of thought that. I thought maybe he was going to show up and try to actually kill her.
I did too, actually. Truth be told, I thought that was going to be the twist, was that he was the one training the boys to do this thing, and that she would then have to turn on him, because that would have made for a more interesting movie because she loves him.
Yeah.
And earlier in the movie, that's her greatest fear, is that he kills her, and she asks him, "Would you do it?" And he's like, "You know the answer to that. Don't make me say it." That would have been a way better movie if that was the flip.
Yes.
We should.
I agree, and I kept waiting for it. It just never happened.
Yeah. Like, she hangs Dude Man, and then he walks up with the gun, and then he puts his hand around her neck or whatever, and he starts to choke her out, and he's like, now the girl's deaths will never be, found, because they'll think that these guys did it when it was actually me or something, and then she has to kill him, right? Which is, again, her fear. See, we just made a better movie. Right?
Oh, yeah.
We'll call them up. We'll do a reshoot. We'll call up Tyler Shields and say, "Hey, we just made your movie better. You're welcome, sir."
Yep.
In fact,
just a few reshoots there towards the end, and there you go.
Yeah, he's only done 2 movies. This movie and a movie this year called Outlaw. When a famous photographer catches his girlfriend cheating with his best friend, he must choose between compassion and unadulterated rage in order to find out the truth behind his witnessed betrayal. That's the name of the movie. He starred in it too. Oh, how
Poor
cute!
guy.
Yeah, he starred.
He's really
in it.
trying. He's trying.
Couple of the henchmen in that movie were in this other movie. How about that?
Noise.
Anyway, I don't want to rip on him too much. It's again,
Yes, we do.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's low budget. I get that, but you could still have things that make sense in your movie. So, I don't know. Also, one other couple other quick things. The creepy mom was creepy as hell, especially when his fear was him making out with her. That was freaking me out. How in the world did they get 20 other girls to go with them in a car with 4 dudes? Like,
it would be one thing if, like, hey, I got to pick up a few friends. Hold on just a second. No, they all get into the car at the same time.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know. That
carrying
doesn't
a bat and an axe.
Yeah, I mean, like, openly carrying, and that doesn't seem weird. Now, in her case, she's obviously trying to go with them so she can kill them. But how did they get 20 other girls to those woods voluntarily? That just seems real dumb. Real dumb. I wrote busting mailboxes seems like a part of their ritual. Would there be like no mailboxes left on that route? Just
They
I thought
changed the
After like the third time, I'm building a brick mailbox. Suck it.
Ladders, I'm going to put up this new mailbox. It should be good tonight.
although what
God
they
damn
did,
it.
neighbors around us, because we lived out in the country and they'd always nail mailboxes out in the country, is we had a neighbor fill his with concrete.
Yeah.
And it basically, once it was hit, you'd almost lose an arm.
Right. And you wouldn't mess with that one ever again.
Exactly.
I know. Oh, never mind. I wrote one down, but then I realized that his girlfriend was part of his dream. It wasn't real. But my note was, I understand Veronica is playing the part, but why does the girlfriend show up in a dress and heels?
Wouldn't you?
No, I'm not Buffalo Bill. But then I realized,
lotion on its skin.
yeah. But then I realized, oh wait, it's the dream, and I guess again, if we're saying it's the '70s, that's just probably what they would have worn.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I mean, I kind of feel like some of the clothes that they were. I don't know. I can't tell. Give me a year. Let's just say it. 1973 or something.
It's Detroit.
Detroit. That's all I wrote. That's all my notes. I actually didn't write very many because there just wasn't much to talk about, truth be told. You want to hear some clips?
No.
Okay.
No.
Here they come.
Creepy guy.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Andrew. I started...
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were playing.
No, go ahead.
Creepy smiley guy would make a pretty good Joker in like a TV series. He seemed really.
He's kind of big.
nuts.
Don't you think?
Yeah, he is. But I got that vibe watching him. I thought, he might kind of be okay as a Joker somewhere.
There's
He actually might be crazy.
he actually might be. I don't know. I captured a clip of him because I noticed something halfway through the movie. He sang all of his part. I don't know if you guys noticed it. I'm gonna skip ahead into my clips just to get to that point. But like, just listen to him. It's like he's singing his entire dialogue. That's not the dialogue.
5 minutes. Run, rabbit. Run! We'll give her, 4 more minutes? Ooh, someone's a little antsy.
Yo, if he's not waiting, I'm not.
Don't forget the booze. Let the games begin.
Don't forget the booze. It just sucked. It's bad. It's bad. He's trying to be weird and creepy, and I get it. He's a psychopath, but he sang everything he said. It was just weird. And then, like Corny said, when he took her milkshake, any normal girl would have been like GTFO right now. But obviously, she's trying to be seductive to get him to pick her up or whatever. But yeah, that would, again, normal girls should not act the way that they do in this movie. Here's some advice.
Look, I'm really not big on rules. I do have one. What's that? Live today like you're gonna die tomorrow.
Can you change it to like live today like it's gonna be your last or something? Like it just seems so morbid that they look like you're gonna die tomorrow because you are.
Actually, I think it would have been better if you would like live today like you're gonna die tomorrow.
Yeah. Change the emphasis. I like that because your boyfriend's a psychotic killer. Another thing that drove me kind of crazy in this movie is like I felt like for some reason that like ice cream was supposed to be some kind of metaphor because like everyone kept talking about ice cream, but I couldn't figure out what it was, if it was in fact a metaphor. But anyway, here's 21 seconds of
you were trying to add more I don't know, IQ to this movie than it actually
and
was.
maybe it's just as simple as the director liked ice cream or he had some deal.
It was on sale.
Yeah, like he had some. He's like, well, we got to get rid of this ice cream, so we're gonna just use it in the movie.
Hey, dude, craft services will bring a milkshake machine.
Right? Yeah. part of that $8 million we got. All right, here we go. 21 seconds of awkward talk about ice cream.
Do you have time for ice cream?
There's always time for ice cream. Damn. Sorry, I was enjoying this.
You know the best part about an ice cream cone?
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
You can take it anywhere.
It's so
Damn,
awful
it's
and
cold,
creepy.
baby.
Just, ugh. Yeah, it's his mom. Blah.
But if she's hot, it's okay, right?
No, it's not. No, know how I feel about that? You know how I feel about that? I feel,
Then I would have hated it. But
there you go. That's how-
But
Yep. That's all, folks.
I already played that one. This actually was kind of funny.
That's a really big rock.
I don't know why I like the way I said that. It's a really big rock. And then he gets smashed in the face with it. More, okay.
Ooh, this is exciting.
How many girls have you killed?
Boring.
You said I ask a question, you have to answer it.
Again,
yeah.
Again, we're supposed to be outdoors, but we're not.
21, including you.
Oh, well, I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves now.
Yeah. Anyway. And then the creepiest, worst part of the entire movie, in my opinion. This was the worst, but at least it was the end.
So how's your pancakes?
Terrible.
Mine too.
Like, what is happening? Which, by the way, that music in the background is terrible. It was awful. Ugh. So bad. All right.
So the acting is bad. The writing is bad. Music is bad. I just can't see how you see redeeming qualities in this, Sean.
Again, all right. If this would have been a $30 million budget with a director of someone who we've seen, then I'm ripping everything. The fact that it's dude's first time, and it was an $8 million budget, certain things looked well or were done well. Again, that audio was obviously done somewhere else. And when she starts to say the word terrible, I can go back if you want to, you can hear where they cue in the actual dialogue that she said in that booth. So it changes the noise floor just a second. But again, that's kind of forgivable because you're talking about a bunch of dudes who are like starting off in the industry. I mean, hell, that's better audio than anything I ever produced and like all the shit movies that I did. So I'm talking about the technical things. Other than that bad lighting from the moon, the movie looked fine. Other than that, though, Sam, you're right. It's nothing makes sense. The cars were pretty. Those are cool cars. That was kind of nice. It was a nice axe. I don't know. I mean, just like I feel almost obligated to defend this movie. I don't really know why, but I guess because that's the low budget filmmaker in me, though I haven't done a low budget film in a long time. Anyway, I'm done with it. Here we go. I'm not that done with it. God, I'm terrible tonight. Jeez.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
All right, trivia. There actually was some trivia. Oh, wait, tropes. Serial killer has weird mom relationship, and hunting leads to serial killing. Having a father-in-law who was a hunter. I actually kind of hate that trope a little bit. Okay, anyway. Trivia. Some of this was kind of terrible, but whatever. The term Final Girl comes out of a trend in early slasher films where the sole survivor or the last to die was often a female. When Alexander Ludwig, who is our big, crazy, laughing man, was preparing for an intense scene, the director, Tyler Shields, would punch him in the face and the chest. Alexander said he loved it. Yeah, Can I
have that job?
Yeah, I'm sure the makeup department loved that part too. Anyway, Abigail Breslin, like we said, was 16 when filming began, and I cannot believe this made the trivia. Once again, proof that anyone can edit trivia. Alexander Ludwig also starred in a film called The Final Girls, which resembles the title of this film a lot. It's literally trivia.
Can you give that a thumbs down?
I actually want to go in there and edit and put this movie was featured in episode 126 of Cheap Seat Reviews podcast.
And then watch the director's like, oh, somebody reviewed my film. I can't wait.
That's actually pretty sure. Which, by the way, I've already kind of picked a movie we're gonna do in October. A friend of mine who we don't have to do it for October. If we want to do our fan view thing, we can do that, and we can do that movie another time, sooner rather than later or whatever. But a good buddy of mine who was one of my supervisors, I guess, at my internship, was a producer on a movie called Savage. It's on Amazon Prime for free. It's basically a Bigfoot movie, and he was a producer on it. So he posted on Facebook today saying, "Hey, it's on Amazon Prime," and I said, "Hey, selfless or shameless plug, Cheap Seat Reviews will do it if you want." And he said, "I expect a glowing review." To which I responded, "Depends on your definition of glowing." So we might be doing that. I don't know. It's up to what you guys want to do, but I think it'd be fun to kind of make fun of my buddy's film. Which I will say this though. So I made fun of earlier the pilot TV show that we did in Charleston, the Palmetto Point. The lead actor from that movie, or TV show, is a guy named Tim Woodward Jr. And so I was telling a story to a friend of mine about him, and I just happened to IMDb him. The dude's making movies as a director, not as an actor, but as a director. But he's actually doing they're all shit films like this, like low budget films. But he's doing what this movie did, right? Where you get a big name actor to kind of star in your movie. So he's doing things like Weaponized, starring, once IMDb loads,
Black Tony O'Bannon,
Tom Sizemore, Mickey Rourke. Those are big names, and the movie is a damaged homicide detective. He's damaged, okay. Must prevent a grieving father from unleashing a robotic virus that he believes will destroy the terrorist cell that murdered his son, but at an unimaginable cost. So he's doing these B films, but with these with real actors. It's kind of neat, actually. I want to do one of his movies, just because I know the director, So, actually know him. Tom Sizemore was in another. He did another one of his. I'm trying to think of the one he has. He has the dude from Smokin' Aces and all the other Guy Ritchie movies.
Vinny.
Jones? Yeah, Vinny. What's his beak?
Jones.
Is that his name, Vinny Jones?
Sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm looking for it. Seven Faces. Oh wait, I got to get rid of actor. Is
that the guy who talks like this?
Yeah, he was the dude in Gone in 60 Seconds who only had one.
Sphinx.
Yeah. No, yeah, is that what his name? Yeah, 4. Or he has a movie called The Number 4 GOT Got 10. Number 10. 4 Got 10. He directed this movie starring Dolph Lundgren, Danny Trejo, Vivica A. Fox.
What?
Yeah, he directed this. How the hell did he get that movie? I want to watch it. I really want to watch it. So anyway, my point is that if you are determined enough, you can make whatever shit you want in Hollywood. So there we go. So I want to do one of his movies.
That's how Batman versus Superman happened.
You're right. Anyway, is that you, Andrew? All right, that's it. That's for that. Would I recast this movie? I would need to rewrite the movie, and then put in a new director, and then But I mean, as far as recasting, okay, so let's just say we take the same plot, same dumb plot, and we just want to recast it. Truth be told, the only person I really want to recast is Abigail Breslin. Everyone else is fine. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, the movie works. You got like, who could you get for that role, right? The
girl from Kick-Ass.
Chloe Moretz.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not in shape either, but she's actually more believable than.
We've seen her do it. So.
Yeah, that's true, and do it well.
And maybe that's a director's problem. You know, maybe he could have made her look with a little more, like Opie said, maybe there was just no training. There was no way to make it look natural.
You know, I don't really. I feel like the issue with this movie is more the writer's fault than anything else. I mean, it's just a bad story. You know.
Yeah.
It was really just a bad story.
I'm looking.
I mean, who would fund? You put this movie on paper and try to bring it to someone who's going to fund it. I just can't see someone saying, "Wow, that's going to be a great movie. That's going to earn my $8 million back."
Well, yeah, I guess maybe, but the thing is like movies like this are never meant to go to theater, right? Like their sole purpose is to live on Netflix and
Does Netflix pay more than $8 million for this thing?
Well, they didn't. Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
To answer, I don't know.
Netflix plays about 3 cents per.
I actually don't know how they get related. Yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz, she could maybe do it. She could probably do it. She's gonna be in The Little Mermaid. She's the Little Mermaid. Holy crap! I didn't know they were making that.
It's probably gonna be one of those pretty violent Little Mermaids.
She's the only thing that they have in it right now.
Speaking of mermaids, did you see they're gonna do Splash, a new Splash?
Really?
And Tatum is the merman. They're switching the genders.
Channing Tatum is?
Channing Tatum's going to be the merman.
That's funny. That's actually really funny.
What about, have you guys watch Orange is the New Black?
No.
I've seen part of the first season, yeah.
There's Ruby Rose is in that. And she's like very, I don't know, masculine, I guess you could say. And she, of course, plays a lesbian in the show.
Huh. Who doesn't in that show?
Well, that's true. And she's, I guess, I don't know how old she is, but she might.
It doesn't have her on her bio. How old she is? She's 5'6".
She looks like somebody that could take down a bunch of people.
Her IMDb photo, she's hot.
Yeah.
I don't know if they make her up as kind of whatever in that show, but she's kind of hot. She's gonna be in the next John Wick movie. Holy crap, she's blowing up. Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, and then XXX: Return of Xander Cage, and then John Wick Chapter 2.
Wow.
Well, good for her. I was also thinking of the young girl from that last Transformers movie that we all hated. Put her through some training. She could probably do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just basically just don't cast a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Someone with a little more age on her.
Yeah, who can play young, which is fine.
Yeah.
But then if you're gonna have a weird love story with a 30-something-year-old,
that's so creepy.
Dude is literally old, like more than twice her age. Blah. Ugh, gross.
Imagine as him as an actor though, having to be in the bed and like her crawling on him like that.
Well, she's only in a towel.
That's just creepy.
I mean, she was probably wearing bra and panties underneath, but still, like, it's no. You're right. It's yeah. That's gross. Anyway, I'm done with this movie. I really am. Soundtrack grade was awful. I didn't like it. It was bad.
Yep.
What did we learn? Nothing. We learned that you can make for $8 million, you too can make a shit film.
Actually, we learned that if you're if you're training to be an assassin, don't use any of your training when you're killing people.
For what? Wait, what? This movie actually did okay financially. It made
me throw up.
It actually grossed. It actually made $5 million.
Where?
I don't know. It just says gross $5.5 million.
Yeah.
Netflix gave them 5,000. $5 million.
Well, Netflix definitely wouldn't do that. But it made opening weekend. It aired in April 16th, 2015 in Germany. It made 200,000 euros. No, they're in the euro.
Yeah.
So, and then as far as video release and stuff, it probably has made its money back. So good for them. Whatever. So we decided to do top 3 every week like we do. So here's that thing. Top 3. We decided to do Assassin's Apprentice. So this is the concept is like the movie has maybe assassin. Well, that's the word we use, isn't it? Darn it. My number one movie actually is again.
I specifically asked you if we were just looking for people with training or an actual assassin's apprentice. You said training.
Well, you're right. I did. We'll just see how this goes because I don't really know. Basically, the concept is that there's a character who is trained by someone else to
kill people.
Is that a broad enough stroke for
That's fair.
Corny?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good. Because then my number 1 still works. Okay, so Andrew.
Okay, I have an honorable mention, which may be a stretch, but I want to use it anyway.
All right.
Horrible bosses. They.
Who's the apprentice?
All 3 of them are because they got help from what's his name?
Are you saying
Motherfucker Jones? Oh, sorry. Oh. Sorry.
Who?
Guess I shouldn't say that. MF Jones.
Oh, right. Yeah. What was his name? Ray Charles. Friggin'. What's his name?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Okay, so that's number 3.
That's an honorable mention. Number 3, I'm going to go with Ender's Game.
All right.
So they're training this kid, who kills an entire species.
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
Did we do that podcast?
We did it for this podcast, so I guess it's fair we can not to say that.
No, we could use old ones. I was just trying to think. We've done 100 and something of these. I was like, wait a second, I think we.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2, Kick-Ass.
What
was your number 1, Andrew? My computer hiccuped. Your number 1?
The Whole 10 Yards.
All right. So
did they train him in that one? I don't think I remember.
Not Matthew Perry, but they're training what's her name? Amanda Peet. Boobs girl.
I thought it was the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's kind of continuing her training, and
that's true.
Yeah, because she doesn't actually kill anyone in the first one.
Yeah.
Those are funny movies. I like those movies. They're funny. I don't know why. They're dumb, but they're funny. Anyway. Okay. Corny?
All right. I'm going to go with number 1 as... sorry, number 3 is the whole 9 yards. But
okay.
Do that. Number 2, the Bourne Supremacy. That's where we actually get to see Jason Bourne in his training. Or part of his training.
All right. I'll buy that.
And then number 1, the Avengers with Black Widow.
Okay. We don't really get to see her training. We get to see the flashback in Ultron. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Flashbacks work. Hey, I didn't say it'd be the entire movie.
To do to get it.
What?
Huh? You hiccup there on me.
Oh, well, sorry. Your turn, Sam.
All right, honorable mention to Kill Bill.
Who's the apprentice? I guess she's the apprentice under the sword maker.
Under Bill, yeah.
Yeah. Number 3 is Kick-Ass.
Okay.
Number 2 is How to Curve a Bullet in Wanted.
Wanted. How to Curve a Bullet. That's the subtitle?
yeah, Wanted. How to Curve a Bullet.
Okay.
And thank you guys for reminding me, but Django Unchained would be my number 1.
You're welcome. Cool.
I like it.
I only did 3. I didn't do honorable mention because my number 1 is a stretch. So, number 3 was Lucky Number 11 with Bruce Willis and Josh Hartnett. If you remember that guy, he's
the poor man's Pacey.
Yeah, I guess, or I don't know.
The poor man's Joshua Jackson. That's
right. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, or is Joshua Jackson a poor man's Josh Hartnett? I don't know because. They both kind of
now.
Yeah, they both kind of fell out off. Yeah, they could have been in Final Girl. Yeah. Number 2 was Wanted for me, and and then number 1 was Star Wars.
No.
What do you mean no? Obi-Wan is training Luke to defeat the evil empire.
Not an assassin. Not an assassin.
You said no, corny. Kill. You said specifically we didn't have to use the word assassin.
An assassin with training. An assassin with training.
You said training.
If you would have said,
isn't that what a Jedi is? An assassin? That's all he does is kill people.
No,
quit being Sam. No, that's not true.
They're not supposed to be assassins. They're supposed to be the keepers of the peace.
But it isn't literally like his training to kill his father. That was the whole point.
He's not an assassin. That's not the rule.
but you literally said at the beginning of this, as long as it's for trained killers.
It was either an assassin with an apprentice or an assassin with training.
We never used the word assassin. You said, I can play it back. You said it didn't have to be assassin, just as long as it's someone who's being trained to kill people, which is what Luke is. He's trained to kill people.
Chad, do you allow it?
I don't have him saying I allow it.
Oh, man.
Go back to like episode 3 and 4. He says it a lot, dude.
Yeah, the only thing I have from Chad is
the devil.
And
it was a different time.
That's all I have from Chad.
Put those two together, I see. Well done.
Yeah.
This movie was hard.
And then
hey, bro.
That's all I got.
Yeah. You know what? I actually kind of hope they would do that at least once in this movie.
Yeah. I think I did hear someone scream out,
Cornelius!
I don't remember. Maybe not. Did we have a training montage in this movie? I don't think we did.
Nope.
No. They talked every training, everything.
Well, they kind of had a tiny montage.
Like, was it like...
He choked her, and then the gun training time, and the punching. Yeah, there was a montage.
All right, so I can play it?
Yep.
I have your permission. Okay. All right, I'm just making this show 5 seconds longer. All right, that's it. That's what we're going to do. Out of 10. This is where you guys give me a score of a 0 to 10. 10 being the best, 0 being rubber.
No.
Andrew.
Okay. I didn't like it at all. And I'm trying to stall while I pull up our website to see what else is there.
Well, again, rubber is our number worst with 0.8.
Is our number worst?
Yeah, is our with point. You haven't updated the list recently, so it's at 118. But anyway, it's 0.875 is the lowest, with Poultrygeist sitting at a comfortable 1.625. Just so if you want to try to do some math.
Yeah, do some. What would I rather?
Well, let's go a nice 2.5 giant panda heads.
God, those freaking panda heads, man. What a weird thing to be to be your worst fear. Is dudes with panda heads. Okay, corny.
All right, I'm going to give it 5.5 Tony the Tiger serial killers.
My God.
Wow, you like this movie a lot.
Well, I mean, there are other movies that I will hate worse, and this was bad. I mean, but it wasn't the worst thing ever. For me, at least.
I mean, let's just I mean, I'm not suggesting, corny, that you change your vote. I mean, this is what you picked. But for what it's worth in perspective, you gave the Fantastic Four a 5.4.
It was a shit film, man.
Yeah, it sure is. But damn. Okay. Hey, my goal was just to make sure that this didn't make the bottom 5, and that has happened. Sam. I mean, you can't do negative numbers, Sam. So
I know. I got to give it a 0.1.
Okay.
Oh, shite.
0.1. There's some sort of merit in there that I can give 0.1 to, but not much.
Wow, you really hated this movie.
I hated this movie.
All right.
Hated it.
I didn't hate it. I was bored. It was dumb. It was bad, but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate watching it. I'm kind of glad I did, but I don't ever want to watch it again. So I'll just give it a 2.375 just to make the math funny. Where the hell did that rope connect to? I'm still curious where that rope's connected to. It's I guess the crane that's holding up the spotlights. So there you go. And in case you're really wondering at home, I doubt you are, but that would plant that movie somewhere between the Clone Wars and Super Mario Brothers.
That seems fair.
I like Super Mario Brothers much better than this one.
At least that movie is ridiculous enough to be kind of fun, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just again, perspective, Fantastic Four would live somewhere between The Punisher and I, Frankenstein. So, there you go.
That seems a little high.
Yeah, well... parked right over November Man, Zombievers, Star Crash, Sharknado, The Phantom, and some other fun ones that we've done. And if you want to go back and listen to those shows, please do so, where you can do that, which of course is at cheapseatreviews.com. That's gonna do it for us, right? I have nothing else to do, right? That's it. Okay, good.
What's next week?
Don't worry, guys. This episode will not be 2.5 hours long like last week. Next week is something called...
Wait a second. Last week's was 2.5 hours?
It actually recorded out to 2 hours and like almost 20 minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is almost as long as the original cut of the movie.
We had a lot to talk about.
We sure did, and I had a ball doing it.
We could still talk. Lord knows we can still talk about it.
In fact, we still kind of are. Alan and I are still kind of back and forth on Facebook about it right now, which is kind of funny. So, it's all in good fun.
Much like an aging dog, you should probably just let it die.
It's all in good fun.
It's going to be redeemed. You'll see.
I sincerely hope so. I sincerely hope that the Justice League is fantastic and it makes $1 billion and that franchise is resurrected like a phoenix from the ashes.
Whoa. You can't say that word. Box get mad.
Oh, right. It's also Harry Potter. The Harry Potter Phoenix. Like Fox from the ashes. There you go. Harry Potter's. They've made their money. They're good. All right, that's it. What are we doing next week? We're doing something called Monsters. I haven't checked recently to see if it's still on Netflix. Because as we record this, it's a new month. So
it's a new month.
Should we save Monsters for possible October or?
We can.
You guys.
It does not matter to me. I don't know who put it on the list.
It was me, but it's more of a. I don't want to say it's a horror movie, but it's monsters.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi-ish.
We could always move up Bone Tomahawk.
I know you're excited about that.
Oh, how about Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Yeah. We could do that also if we wanted to. We want to do that one for like October. Is that something we want to do for October? No? Okay.
Howard the Duck too. We should do that.
Oh God, I'm actually gonna say no to that. So I'm sorry. Monsters. Yep, it's still streaming. Update password. Yes. Okay. So we can. Well, we need to make a decision because we're recording live. So.
Oh yeah, how about that? So,
yeah, let's just do Monsters.
You just want to do it? Okay. Because just for what it's worth, the following week is Lethal Weapon 4.
Okay, good.
So we'll have.
At least we got a change of pace.
Oh yeah, Joe Pesci. Yeah,
we got a lot of Joe Pesci coming up. 2/3 of my clips are going to just be Joe Pesci going whatever. For what it's worth,
I have to work on it. I'm going to have to work on a Joe Pesci impression.
Just so that you guys are aware, the day has come. August 23rd, Jurassic Park.
Woo!
We're doing it. It's on the list, assuming they don't pull it. Something else really exciting, though, which is really actually genuinely exciting. Netflix is putting in a whole bunch of Disney stuff. So I'm not saying that we do all of the MCU. I'm not saying that we shouldn't either. But there could be some fun to be had there. So they're dumping the entire MCU that they have into Netflix. I'm really excited for that. So maybe we could have our buddy Andrew on, and he can do Thor with us as we continue the joke. But anyway,
November
and then just not
12th,
tell them we're recording. Just have them on.
Just to talk about
you know, just hey Andrew, let's just have a talk.
So. And then he keeps asking me like, why do you keep driving the discussion one way or the other? No reason, Andrew. Just
why are you continuing to argue with Sam?
This portion of the show is brought to you by no. There you go. That's it. So thank you guys for listening. That's gonna do it for our show. Looks for next week. We're doing monsters. It looks like an interesting kind of sci-fi, post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, that's legal in Utah.
Kind of a thing. So leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and any other place where you can. The YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. Visit our website, cheapseatreviews.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. Follow us on Twitter @cheapseatcast. I am at Sean J. Allred, at Suniji. At Suniji.
Bobby O'Shea.
At Suniji16 is Sam. At Johnny Darko 16 is Corny, and at A Jemison. But once every 4 times I screw it up is at Andrew. Please send us your emails to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. Voicemail 704-271-4290. Someone left us one, but it's 43 seconds of silence. So if you meant to send us one, call back and leave us a voicemail, and maybe we'll actually get to hear it.
Sam butt dialed us.
And actually, I know it wasn't. I actually have the phone number. But anyway,
what was that phone number again, John?
Maybe we should call them. So that's going to do it for us. Again, thank you for listening. Thank you guys for supporting us with our GoFundMe, gofundme.com/cheapseatreviews. We're halfway there. So any help you can give us there will be great. So on behalf of Corny, Andrew, Sam, this is Sean saying thank you for listening. Good night. And whatever you do, don't get in a car with 4 other dudes wearing tuxes. Unless it's your wedding day.